The following video took place in the office of Dom, a middle-aged employee in the economics business. His job was to calculate all of the revenue and profits of the business he was working for, which was extremely difficult considering how many sales they averaged. The job would involve updating things every 5 or so minutes, and it was ridiculously tiring. So tiring, in fact, that it forced Dom to sleep on the shift one time, and if it was not for the spirit on scene, who knows how much he would have missed, potentially facing the sack. Dom's office phone started calling, and it was a loud and repetitive sound, enough to make anybody rise from their slumber. Unsurprisingly, it did the same for Dom, and he went to answer. However, what he heard was not nice. According to him, the thing on the other end told him he was being watched, and assuming it was a prank, he hung up immediately. Little did he know this was not the case, and he would suffer from paranormal activity for the rest of his time in the office until he eventually decided to leave. Abdul was a painter, and a very good one to say the least. He was one of the most popular people in town for paint jobs, and it was no wonder he made a living off it. In several interviews for his local newspaper regarding his quick jump to success, Abdul explained how painting was a relaxation method for him, and he was essentially being paid to be in his element, which was perfect. I guarantee you he would not have made this statement if he knew of the severe drama that was about to occur on one of his missions, and it was insane to say the least. Take a look.
یالله خیر یالله خیر دا وګوره ښه یالله خیر یالله خیر مرګرو هیڅوک به دې کور کې نشته دا وګورئ ښه یالله خیر یالله خیر قل اعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس اله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس یالله خیر موږ څو بیرې مرګرو دا کور دم کو او تاسو کله د جنکو نمبر را لګي کله د مرګرو نمبر را لګي دا اوس غب نه دی مرګرو ما ته نمبر را سینډ کې د چا سره چې نمبري د مولا ما ته را سینډ کې صحیح ده پلیز تاسو مهرباني وکړئ دا نمبر را سینډ کې دا وګورئ ښه هیڅوک به دې کور کې نشته او دا حال دی دا وګورئ ښه یا الله خیر یا الله خیر یا الله خیر یا الله خیر دا وګوره ښه روزانه دا حالي ښه موږ څو بیرې دا کور دم کو یا الله خیر خدایه خیر یا الله خیر.
In the front porch of the house which Abdul was doing his work at, all sorts of mysterious activity started to happen, and it was very obvious that these things were caused by some form of paranormal entity. After witnessing such a bizarre series of events unfold, Abdul informed the house owners of what happened and refused to come back to this property ever again. They called him lazy and tried to file a lawsuit, but due to the evidence that Abdul was able to obtain, they failed, and he was happy to continue his business elsewhere. If you are a regular here on Haunter, I am more than sure that you have seen me discuss Roland with you before. Roland is the most featured creator on this channel due to his high volume of engaging paranormal captures, and some of them are so wild that it is hard to believe he experiences things like this every week of his life. These doubts are instantly shut down when you see his clips due to how realistic and eerie they truly are, with the following one being no different. It took place in his house, as per usual, which has been haunted for a long period of time now. Most people would attempt to banish spirits from their home, but Roland decides to keep them around so that he has material to continue making videos for his large YouTube channel. Unsurprisingly, this material keeps on coming, and here are some of his best recent ones.
Are you a positive energy? A negative energy? Can you let me know what kind of energy you are? Oh shit! Oh, look, it is fucking moving. What the fuck? This is the boot. This is the boot from the doll.
Now, before this clip started, Roland placed down 2 ornaments and gave the spirit some very clear instructions. If it gave off positive energy, then it should tilt towards the turtle, and if it was carrying negative energy, it should move to the opposite ornament. Unfortunately, it did the latter, and Roland now knew what he was dealing with. Like usual though, he kept his cool and started filming all around the house for more evidence of a spiritual presence. And he definitely found a good amount of it. He did a full search down of the house until he came right back to where he started, the kitchen. Roland was relieved that he did not see anything else in the house, but on the other end was disappointed that he failed to gain any more content, or did he?
Is there a spirit moving this drawer right here? That boot is now gone. Just disappeared. If there's a spirit in here, let me know where the boot is.
Once he revisited the kitchen, he was swarmed with a cold feeling again, and due to his experience in the field, he knew why this feeling had come about. Calmly, Roland beckoned the spirit to move the drawer and then started filming, only to catch it opening on its own accord. We will continue to showcase Roland's hauntings on the channel, to make sure to subscribe in order to not miss it. Similar to Roland, Mikhailo is another face that we are starting to see frequently on the channel, and he is renowned for his paranormal experiences. While Roland finds his own house being haunted by spirits though, Mikhailo goes out and seeks poltergeists himself in a business known as the ghost hunting industry. These hunters are hired by homeowners who believe their place to be haunted, and their goal is to exterminate all entities from the property. The upcoming series of clips come from one of Mikhailo's most recent ghost hunts, and they are eventful to put it lightly. Let's just say his paycheck must have been pretty large for him to remove this thing. For some reason, all sorts of crazy movements happened in this room, with the harshest one causing the entire cabinet to collapse. However, that is the least of my concerns. What made this clip more disturbing than other paranormal sightings was the fact that several objects were moving at once. This meant that there must have been several ghosts in the room because even poltergeists don't have the power of telekinesis. After capturing this and placing it into his evidence file, Mikhailo took the rest of the day to analyze it, but swore to be back for more. Stay tuned for future videos where his story will continue. On June the 23rd of 2017, Stephen was upstairs preparing to do the laundry as a nice surprise for his wife, when suddenly he heard a strange bang from what seemed like the kitchen. After roughly a minute of contemplating his next move, he decided to go downstairs and investigate the crime scene, and what he discovered was horrifying.
God, guys, I'm so scared right now. I just woke up and I went downstairs and all the cabinets are open, and I went to bed last night. These cabinets, they were closed, and I really think this poltergeist or spirit is really out to get me. But look, these cabinets, they were all closed last night when I went to bed, and I woke up, this is how they are. I'm really, really scared right now. Just want to shut all these. I figured I'd get it on camera so if something happens, at least it's documented. Alright. I think I'm just gonna go downstairs and chill out and edit for a little while. Oh shit! Oh fuck! Oh fuck me. I gotta upload this. Before anything happens. Nobody gets to see this. Ow. Okay. I think I broke my ankle.
Towards the start of this clip, things were very unbelievable and seemed pre-planned, but moments later we got to see the true trauma that Stephen was forced to go through. All sorts of silverware and glasses started to fall from the shelves, which had been closed for a second time, almost confirming that Stephen was not staging the entire thing. In response to this, he informed his parents and they allowed him to stay with them at their house for a few weeks until he felt safe to enter again. This is the last update that we have received. The trend of getting fast food rather than taking your own time to make it is only going up across the United States, and this shows in the next video. It took place in Michigan, and was captured using a Ring doorbell camera, which on the topic of trends are also going kind of crazy at the moment. Anyways, Adam's girlfriend Leona asked him to go and get them some food for the night, and being the amazing boyfriend he was, Adam accepted. Little did he know that there would be a surprise waiting for him at the doorstep. And no, it was not from his girl. In fact, no one has any idea what caused it. Now at first watch, I struggled to notice what actually went on in this clip, but after some investigating, I realized that some form of cloud figure glided past Adam while he was waiting for Leona to come and open the secondary door for him. To make things much creepier, Leona explained that she did not see anything but the camera, and Adam did. Was this just some visual wind from a certain angle, which would be very unlikely, or a real sighting of a poltergeist? Let me know in the comments. In visiting a haunted location, you are basically asking for something wild to happen, and this was the case for Scott and Travis, two very close friends who decided to explore an old morgue together. These two were what modern people would describe as each other's day ones. They had been friends ever since kindergarten and grew up together, finding the same hobbies and interests. They were basically perfect for each other. However, one difference stood between them. Travis was definitely on the more bold side, whereas Scott got frightened of things easily, and it took a lot of convincing from Trav to convince Scott to come with him on this trip. He succeeded though.
Yeah, it's a wicked place, isn't it? Yeah, I know. I was going to read up more about it and put it in the caption. Want to climb through it? Yeah, of course. Sick there, like. Bit fucking tight. No, it's not, but it's fucking.
Mate, I don't even dare walk.
Oh, fuck me, I need to fell over.
Mate, I hope that was just the fucking wind. What the fuck?
Travis was the one who could be seen climbing through the hole, and whenever he was near Scott, nothing seemed to happen. Whenever he left Scott's presence, though, all sorts of stuff started to kick off, almost as if the spirit could sense that Scott was the weakest link. Since when did these poltergeists get so much power? Ghost sightings are more common than you think, with hundreds of new experiences being posted to social media every single day. However, there is one form of paranormal experience rarer than all others, and only a select few people get to live them. I don't know whether you would call seeing a spirit in this form very lucky or extraordinarily unfortunate, but I'll let you decide after watching the clip.
Está descuidada.
Bastante grafiteada. Si se pueden ver todas nuestras exploraciones de Punk Rock TV, mira acá hay un cuartito. No hay nada. Ahí están así, digamos, están todas grafitadas, unos pequeños grafitis. Hay un pequeño cuarto. La ventana. Aquí hay una botella. A tomar aquí, aparte venía grafiteada. Más que nada es por el vándalo que vienen aquí. Y aquí están las pequeñas goteras que nos agarró la lluvia. Ahí está el agua. Ahorita está chispeando afuera. Y ahorita, gracias a nuestra amiga Chelly, vinimos a estas casas porque no las conocíamos. Ya se ve la ubicación. Y ahora sí que están bastante impresionantes, digo, las locaciones que tenemos nosotros. Pero nunca había como una casa así, la neta. Así que, pues, que... Vete. Güey, no mames. Güey, verga, se escuchan niños allá afuera.
Ya vámonos.
Aguanta. No mames. No quiero ni subir. Porfa. Mami, qué verga va a estar aquí en el puto bosque en la casa abandonando niños. Buenas noches. La habitación, güey. ¿Qué más? Buenas noches. No mames. No mames. Chica tu madre. Voy, vamos. Corre. Shh. Aguanta.
Strangely, two human figures poked their heads around the door, except something was off about them. They were fully blacked out. To add to the lore of this apparition, the man behind the camera was exploring a supposed haunted house where a male SA'd a girl and oofed her before oofing himself too. Very dark indeed. Fishing is an activity practiced for many reasons. Some people do it in the wild for survival, needing the fresh meat that the sea creatures require to survive. On the other hand, people simply do it as a leisure activity, finding fun in catching what they can and then releasing them back in the water to continue their life. In the video you are about to watch, the man was out catching fish for fun when something extremely disturbing happened upon arrival back to his base camp. The area had a toilet block, which was unisex and public to any people passing by. This is why the man was so concerned once he heard what he did coming from inside.
Yo, what the f? What the? Bro. There's nobody in here. Yo!
Strangely, the sound of a human, seemingly a female, screaming echoed around the base camp, and this was very disturbing. Being the brave man the fisher was though, he decided to enter the bathroom in case someone genuinely needed help. This was when he found nobody though. Graveyards are the most likely places in the world for someone to experience paranormal activity, and this is why they are such spooky locations at nighttime. Wandering around these places gives off an eerie feeling, and it is understandable why considering how many dead people lie underneath you. The following video was captured in a graveyard and showcases one of the rare scenarios where a ghost was caught in the act on camera. Take a look.
Espíritu, alguna entidad, algún demonio de este lugar, quiero que me hagas un ruido y estás aquí conmigo. Solamente queremos ahí te encuentras con nosotros. Te estoy invocando y estás aquí conmigo. Solamente quiero saber que estás aquí conmigo. Ay, ya madre, no mames. Uy, oh madre, no manchen. Uy, oh madre. Uy, yo sé que te encuentras aquí. Yo sé que te encuentras en este lugar, queremos verte. Yo sé que te encuentras aquí. Ay, me dio miedo. Solamente queremos saber quién eres, qué es lo que necesitas. ¿Qué es lo que necesitas? Vieron, amigos, vieron.
Weirdly, the door opened on its own accord, and after revealing what was behind it, things got even scarier. Nothing. The fact that there was nothing visible in the area meant that something from the dead side of the world was tampering with the man that night, and it's safe to say he didn't enjoy it. These two women were getting ready to leave the house, but little did they know what was about to happen if they followed through. They had both been invited to their friend's 40th birthday party and had spent the entire morning getting ready for the event. They did their makeup, purchased new dresses, and even went as far as buying a very expensive present. It was undoubtedly going to be an amazing night, at least until they checked the cameras afterwards. Just as they left the room to leave for the party, they got a notification for movement in their room and decided to leave it and look later. Thank the Lord they did. Somehow, an item moved by itself the second they left, and they still haven't found out why to this day. The ashes of loved ones are often kept by families to always remember those who passed away. When someone dies, they have the option to be cremated or buried, and they make this choice prior to death. If they choose to be cremated, then the family has the option to keep hold of the ashes from the burning, and the owner of the upcoming Airbnb did this. He decided to place the ashes on the piano because she always loved to play it at night, but the guests of the Airbnb far from loved it. Confused? Watch the clip.
Okay, I usually do not, or I never have believed in like haunted stuff, okay? But I'm out at Skinny Atlas Lake, the Fingers Lakes in upstate New York. And the Airbnb I'm staying at, the guy did say, just FYI, we do have people say that they hear a piano play at night. And I thought it was bullshit. And I swear to God, I've heard it. It plays. There's nobody fucking in here. I'm going to walk over here. So in case I die, I have a documentation of it, okay? It's an old house. It's on a beautiful lake, though. But I did find out the guy who owns the place, daughter died in a car wreck. And her ashes are on the piano. God, I get chills. But that's the piano. And it plays at night. And it freaks me out. I have chill bumps just being in this room. I do not get a good vibe. But it's scary as shit.
Supposedly, the piano started playing at night, and the story is believable considering how dark the piano was, looming in the shadows. However, some people need to see it to believe it, and the creator of this video posted a second, actually capturing the piano on camera whilst it played. Undeniable proof.
I'm fucking telling you, this place is fucking haunted. Do you heard that?
Yeah, I can't do this shit. This is so scary.
No, you go in there with me.
Yes. You have to go first.
Stay behind me. Fuck you. It keeps playing, I swear. No, dude, I'm not going up in that bitch. It's this piano, I swear to God it is. No, dude, you got me fucked up. If I die, I swear, I will. Oh, shit! Dude, no.
After the two men argued for a moment over who would go first, they eventually went into the room and nothing happened, but not for long. A singular note was played on the piano, and they were both sent running to the local bar to drink their fear away. It took them 3 hours to return. On November 16th of 2013, Marcus, a young man, was in his apartment with his roommate when one of the weirdest things of his life happened. It was getting late, and he and Johnny, the roommate, decided they would go to sleep so they had enough energy for their early lecture the next day. They brushed their teeth, washed their faces, and followed their regular routines before going to their beds. This is the exact moment that the apartment suddenly filled with cold.
Rato que escuché algo, ¿viste? Uy. Uy, no, voy a prender la luz. Uy, voy a ver algo en el baño, el vaso. Uy, chamo. Ronnie, parate, chamo. Hey. Ronnie. Ronnie. Uy, la luz. Chamo, parate. ¡Ey, Ronnie! ¡Ay! ¡Ay, chamo! ¡Uy! ¡Chamo! ¡Chamo, parate!
For some unknown reason, the door to the closet moved in Marcus's room, and he didn't know how to react other than beckoning for his roommate's assistance. Moments after ending the recording, Johnny stormed into the room, and all of a sudden the feeling of coldness left the household. Marcus still vividly remembers the event to this day, and always tells it as a story. Children's songs can be the most wholesome things on the planet. They educate kids on all sorts of things and help them develop in general, serving the same purpose as children's stories. However, in some scenarios, these heartwarming tunes can turn into gut-wrenching nightmares and make things extremely demented. You see, at night, when there is nobody around, all these songs do is add to the eerie feeling that a ghost is hovering around the area, and in the following video, this was most definitely the case.
No. No. No puede ser. No. ¿A qué? ¿Me vas a comer? No, me vas a comer. Me vas a comer bien la pija, ¿sabes? Paranormal. Me dio huevo, Ahí va. Tuki, Ahí está. Perfecto. Ahí está. Actividad paranormal. La verga. No, chupame.
Disturbingly, the vehicle started playing the popular song Baby Shark, except it wasn't the same as usual. It made the room cold and tormented the victim so much that he was forced to put it outside. This is when things escalated to the next level and the door started knocking. He needed to stop recording and fueling the creature. He explained afterwards that the knocking continued for a good 17 minutes before coming to a halt, and he was given peace for the rest of the night. To his daughter's dismay though, he threw the vehicle into the trash, but made it up to her by purchasing a new one the next week. All he could do was hope that it wouldn't also be haunted. After purchasing the new bike for his daughter, things went fine for a solid week. He became so convinced that the house had no spirits in it that he finally turned off the air purifier, which he believed would help them. Little did he know that this was the worst mistake of his life, because just 3 hours after doing this act, all hell broke loose.
Vaya, estuve escuchando unos ruidos que venían de la pieza acá. ¿Por qué mierda esto siempre tiene que pasar a la noche, hermano? Siempre tiene que pasar a la noche, brother. ¿Vos qué onda? ¿Vas a hablar ahora vos? ¿Vas a hablar? No vas a hablar. No sé la verdad. ¿Qué decir? Mirá, escúchame. Punto número uno. Si vos pensás que me va a asustar cerrando y abriendo puertita, me podés comer bien los huevos, ¿está? Punto 2. Si te gusta abrir y cerrar puertita, me podés limpiar los platos, barrer un poquito, ¿sí? Y punto 3, me voy a dormir y te vas a dejar de romper la pelota, ¿estamos? Nada, es increíble. Bueno, bienvenidos a mi sitcom.
Out of nowhere, he couldn't find his daughter and searched the entire house for her. It was after checking her room, though, that the door slammed shut and he was taken very aback due to nobody being in there while he searched it. What made things even stranger is that the father decided to go to his ex house to see if she visited her, but she wasn't there. It was when he arrived home that his daughter was laying on her bed, like nothing happened in the first place. It was the morning of the solar eclipse, and the following family were really excited to see it. They were quite a young family compared to other ones, and the children especially weren't able to recall an eclipse happening in their lifetime. This called for some big hype towards the event, and they woke up very early out of excitement. I bet they regretted this though, because little did any of them know that the eldest child, Justin, was going to encounter a spirit that day. If you listen closely, you can hear a voice asking how Justin found it, but we don't know what it was yet, and neither did Justin. He ran upstairs to his mother's room, who decided to post the footage to social media and explain what happened publicly so that everyone could understand the story. And it was a very creepy story time, to say the least.
When he dropped his noodles, he ran upstairs, came busting in my room, jumping all over my bed, hiding in the corner, screaming and hollering, saying he didn't want to die. Somebody was in the house, telling me to get mine because somebody was in the house. And I'm like trying to tell him to calm down, be quiet, so I can hear what he's saying. Like, nobody's in the house. I kept telling him, nobody's in the house. Like, calm down. What is wrong? What happened? But like, he kept yelling. And I'm like, calm down. So then I call my dad. And I'm like, Dad, man saying somebody in the house. He won't get out of my room so that I can get them out the closet so I could figure stuff out. And he would not move. We started hearing footsteps. I mean, big, heavy feet coming up the steps. So, like, now at this point, I'm terrified. I throw my robe on. I push him into the room with his brothers. I started coming down the steps with nothing in my hands. At this point, I'm just thinking I'm going to have to knock somebody backwards up the steps and just do what I got to do at this point because I got 5 kids in here. So, I come down the steps. I'm like, I'm going to get my hammer because my hammer is normally in my closet, but I know it's downstairs.
Fortunately, after going down the stairs to check what was coming up, the mother found nothing at all, and she was very confused. Was this the act of a spirit? Let me know what you think in the comments. In the following video, a boy called Michael was sitting in his bedroom watching a movie when he was suddenly caught off guard by a huge disturbance. Apparently, over the past week or so, his cabinet had constantly been opening and closing, so he decided that the best option was to tie it closed. However, not even this was enough to completely stop whatever was doing this in its tracks.
So I'm sitting here watching a movie, and my cabinet yanked. Like, you can still see it moving a little bit. Like the thing I have it tied shut with, and usually it's tighter than that. And see, look, I told you something was yanking on it. And it's weird because it's been a long time since it messed with this cabinet. Hello? You want to do it again? Are you trying to get the doors open? Well, I would take that as a yes.
Now, if you didn't believe Michael's bizarre story, you most definitely do now. The fact that the door did this twice showed that it wasn't a one-off event, and there was certainly something wrong with that piece of furniture. That wasn't all, though.
Hello? Is there a reason why you wanted me to open the door? I know it's been a while since you messed with this cabinet.
If you listen very carefully, the word evil could be heard once Michael decided to open the cupboard door. This could only mean one thing, and it definitely freaked the poor boy out. Whatever was doing this was on the evil spectrum of spirits, and things only got worse from here. Michael was able to catch one more thing on camera before the ghost took a break, and it was arguably the most prominent capture of the 3. Take a look.
Alright, I'm about to close the door. I'm pretty sure that doll just looked up at me.
Weirdly, the doll with the ginger afro moved backwards, and nothing could have possibly triggered this barring a spirit. Immediately after this insane phenomenon, Michael slammed the cabinet door shut and ran out of the house. We don't know what happened next, but we can only hope that he is now okay. Wraith and his father John loved to explore the woodlands every single day. It became routine for them to go on their nature walks after Wraith finished school, and none of them would rest right if they didn't do it. The upcoming footage comes from one of these nature walks and was the first time they came across something dangerous on their path. The woods that they ventured were quite peaceful and didn't contain any deadly wildlife. However, in what you're about to watch, all of that seemed to change.
Come on, man, let's do a nature walk.
Alright.
Woohoo! Do I get it? Yeah. Let's do a nature walk. Come on, let's go.
Alright.
Come on. Hey, isn't that cool, Rafe?
Yeah. Nice don't break. Oh. Look at this.
Yeah, look at the view. Wait, Rafe. Shh. What is that? Shh. What is it? Hey, get over here. Get over here, Rafe. What is that? What is that? Stay behind me. What is that? Are you kidding me? All right, let's go. Let's go, Rafe, go. Hold on, sorry, slow down. Hold on, listen. What is it? What is it? Is it following us? Stay right there. Go! Go!
Now you may be wondering what it was that the duo actually saw that day, but if you slow the clip down at around 1 minute and 35 seconds, a human figure becomes visible. It was unlike any other human though. It had a completely black silhouette and seemed to be carrying something along the lines of a blade. Let me know whether you thought this was a ghost or a murderer in the comments. The only answer that lies right with me is a ghost. It was 15 past 11 at night when a young woman called Lexreen was relaxing in her living room. Her husband was out at work, which meant she had the television all to herself, which was a huge bonus as he disliked the kind of stuff she enjoyed. Anyway, all of this became pointless after one of the most unexplainable phenomena of Lexreen's life came to hit her. It was so confusing that she openly spoke out afterwards about how she still questions the event 2 years later and desperately wants a logical conclusion. However, this conclusion has still not been discovered.
You guys, I'm freaking the out. It is literally 2:50 a.m. Do you hear that? That is my baby's bubble bath crab in the restroom. It just turned on out of nowhere. And I feel like I'm about to have a panic attack. Checks, come on, buddy. Come on, let's go check. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come with me. Come on. Bitch, my dog won't even fucking come. Come on, buddy. He's coming. Bitch, what the fuck?
As if the toy turning itself on wasn't enough to freak everyone out, there's a very important piece of information to add to this. The crab actually ran out of battery the night before, meaning that it was impossible for it to operate. As well as this, it was levitating above the bathtub, which was most definitely not a natural sight. Lex Rinnie put the toy in the trash once she consulted her husband about it, and they never experienced anything of the sort again. On May 31st of 2024, a TikToker who goes by the name of Dude My House Is Haunted posted a very disturbing video to his account. He had accumulated a decent following over the few weeks leading to this day due to his consistent paranormal videos, and this one was no different. As you can clearly decipher from the name of the account, its sole purpose was to showcase his house and how demented it truly was. This piece of content did the same.
Okay, as you can see, it's a little after 3 o'clock. And I'm hearing kids outside playing. If you listen close, you can hear them. But I've been hearing what sounds like a kid in the house. I know it's probably just an echo from them. Over here, see, I can hear those kids out there. These are some masks my friend got me from Argentina. See, I can hear those kids. Let me move in here. See, you can hear them a little better. They're over behind my backyard. Let me move into the kitchen here. See, you can hear them out there pretty good. Somebody mowing their yard. See, that sounded like that was in here. I swear it sounds like it's coming from in here. There's nothing in the bathroom. Just in here, so I know it's nothing in here. I swear I came down right down there. It sounded like it came from one of the back rooms or like in the hallway or something. That was weird. What is that? I swear it sounded like it was in the house. Shit.
At the very end of the clip, you could hear the faint whisper of a child saying, "See you soon," to the man, which was a very creepy choice of words. Children's ghosts are arguably the most creepy ones, just because of how tormenting they are, and this was proven in this. There was also another piece of knowledge that needs to desperately be picked up on. The man actually lived in a very rural place where kids never played. It was very coincidental that the one day that children were gathering outside, a ghost gathered inside. Not to mention that the kids outside weren't even caught on camera. Perhaps they were all spirits. John, the man in the video you're about to see, loved old antique items and took collecting them as a very serious hobby. He used to check his phone several times a day to see if any antique auctions were going on. And sure enough, on one fateful day, there was. The auction was for a doll from the 1800s, which was recently discovered underground, where the old Victorian road patterns lay. John, being John, snatched up this opportunity to collect a piece of ancient memorabilia, but little did he know how much he and his wife would regret his decision.
I got this doll from a local antique auction. My wife said to get rid of it because she thinks it's haunted and keeps finding random things on the floor. So I decided to leave the house for a bit and film while I was gone. My dogs were the only ones in the house. What did he see? I still don't want to get rid of her.
Disregarding its utterly dementing look, according to John and his wife, being near the doll gave them a cold and chilly feeling. This feeling is commonly reported by people who encounter spirits, making it very likely that this was the case. On top of this, items started moving around in the absence of the family, providing further evidence that something was there. All of this only started happening the day the doll arrived, so it was extremely evident that it was the cause of everything. However, in John's pure delusion, he thought there was a chance that it would all blow over. This went exactly as you would expect it to.
Update on my doll Charlotte that my wife wants me to get rid of. This is what happens whenever I put her near my daughter's old Cabbage Patch toy. But that's not the weirdest part. There's no batteries. But wait, there's more. I even cut the wire to see if that would stop it. Is she causing this? I just can't get rid of her.
The fact that the Cabbage Patch doll had no batteries and a cut wire made it physically impossible for it to move around. But nothing is impossible in the paranormal world. After the recording of this video, the family took the doll to the local church to get it blessed, but the priest sensed evil and refused to do it. They took it to the tip to get rid of it immediately after.
What's going on here? Somebody's playing games and it's not funny. Are you kidding me?
No matter how many times Sam opened the doors, he was unable to catch whoever was doing this knocking. Sam believed it to be a teenager playing tricks on him and decided to gear up and go outside, but even after 20 minutes of searching, no one could be found. Was this a horror coincidence, or was it really a spirit ruining Sam's sleep? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. The house in the upcoming video had recently been purchased and moved into by Leah and her family. Prior to this house, they had been renting a house in a very dodgy area, and they decided to move out to provide a better life for their children. At least they thought it would provide a better life. The following footage was captured using an iOS camera setup in the top corner of the room, and what it filmed was truly shocking. Despite closing the drawer and being sure that no one else was in the kitchen, Leah found out something horrible that evening. Since the drawer managed to open itself for a second time, she discovered that the house was haunted and quickly sprinted out of the place. At first, her boyfriend thought she was insane and tried to calm her down, but Leah was lucky that she remembered the iOS camera. Straight after the incident, she showed the footage to her boyfriend, and he too thought it was very fishy. However, there was nothing either of them could do. They were too poor to buy another house so fast, and this forced them to call the haunted location home. On November 15th of 2023, 3 people were on shift in a school office. Their roles were to make sure that the school was running smoothly and any children who came to them had their problems solved. Little did any of the staff know, though, that on this day they would be helping a new student, if that's what you could call it. It was roughly 2 p.m. and lunch break had just finished, so the corridors were quiet again, but the office definitely wasn't.
I mean, that was clear though. Like, that was super clear. Here it goes again! Do you think it's funny? freaking phone rings?
As odd as this might have been, the ghost sighting here actually made a lot of sense. Just 2 months before this incident, a student at the school had tragically died, and they happened to be a little girl. This little girl always visited the office and told jokes to the staff, as she had trouble socializing with people. The workers believed that the spirit trying to communicate with them here was the girl, and this left them feeling happy and disturbed at the exact same time. With the information on who the ghost was, the staff felt confident that it wasn't here to cause any harm and simply wanted to stay where it enjoyed most of its time. And with this confidence, they started to test its abilities. Just 3 days after the initial sighting, student service operator James Hill decided to take the ghost into a storage unit and see if the ghost could move a few things for him.
Do it again. Jesus Christ. Come on. You can do it. Move it. Come on, move it. Oh, shit. What the fuck? Stop. Stop. Move it. Come on. Can you knock it down? You can knock it down. Come on. Y'all, come on. Y'all, that box is fucking moving. I can't even fucking say this right. Come on. Stop. Nope. 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 We're done. We're done.
Strangely, despite all of the staff thinking James wouldn't capture anything, the ghost actually followed him to the storage room and did as he pleased. After being prompted to, it moved around a little box, and eventually, after some persuasion, it threw the box to the ground. James claimed this encounter increased his confidence that the spirit was of the little girl, because she was usually scared and nervous when doing troublesome things in school. This concludes why it took her so long to push the box onto the floor. For the past couple of months, house owner John Gregson had supposedly been hearing strange noises coming from his basement, and one day he decided it was time to investigate. When his family first moved into the house, John terraformed this room into a playroom for his daughter, and she loved it. But recently she wasn't down there as much, and he couldn't pinpoint whether she was getting too old or there was a much deeper cause.
Oh my... What are you doing there? Who are you?
I got you good.
Oh, yes, you did. Oh, you got my heart good.
As John exited the playroom with confidence that his daughter had pranked him, the lights turned themselves off, and the globe on the stairs jumped across them. This was completely unexplainable since no one else was down there, at least no regular person. What made this incident even stranger was what the audience thought of it when John uploaded it to social media. Quite a few comments suggested that the girl could possibly have been possessed when she claimed she tricked John, which disturbed him very much. He immediately went to get the entire Gregson family baptized and called it a day. None of them recorded any paranormal footage after this event, so it's assumed that the ghost has officially become detached. After being haunted for several years, the following family's house had been blessed by a priest, and supposedly everything was okay again. However, still skeptical, the mother and father deployed cameras in every single room as a just-in-case protocol, so if something else did happen, they had proof, and proof they got.
Willow, I already brushed your hair. Hey, how did this open?
I don't know.
Did you open it?
No, I didn't.
Let's look at the camera.
Wait, did I? Oh, right. Remember I opened it to get a hanger? Right?
This morning?
Yeah. When you were there.
When we looked.
I read a book that was funny. It was called Bunny Cakes. And it was a grandma's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And a mom, there was two bunnies.
Okay.
They're making a cake.
Okay.
And a girl.
Okay.
Bunnies.
Well, what is this?
What is what? Oh, it opened on its own. Wait, can I see what opened on its own? What opened on its own? How did that do? That what opened on its own? I want to see that.
Your shirt's on backwards, honey.
That I want to see it. Show
Put
me.
your shirt's on backwards.
Okay. Can you see it? The closet opened by itself. Oh, I want to see that closet open.
But why did it happen, Willow?
I don't know. That show me again. I want to see it.
I'm kind of, I don't know. Perplexed.
As wisely stated by the little girl named Willow, the entire family was perplexed, and so am I. It's very unlikely that a closet built like the one on screen could swing open without anyone causing it to, leading me to believe that this was the return of the spirit that had haunted them for such a long time. Since the Gregson family had experienced this before, they went to the church again and asked the priest to come to their house and personally rid the spirit, to which he did, with success. For the past 2 years, no one in the house has heard any strange noises or witnessed any out-of-the-ordinary events, and they finally live in peace. But who knows, potentially the ghost could return a third time, and even worse, it could become stronger. In the following video, a devoted Christian by the name of Chief decided to document his paranormal experience for the world to see. Since the solar eclipse, Chief had been hearing intense knocking coming from the exact same door, and in the upcoming clip, he tries to combat it.
It's just really been tripping me out. It's been doing this since the solar eclipse, I would say. And I don't really believe in ghosts. But this shit is really fucking with me. Look at this. It just stops. There ain't nothing going on. Look. What the fuck? What the actual Bro, there's no way. Wait, I'm gonna be like, alright, what the fuck? Shit's really freaking me out, y'all. If you've ever seen anything like this before, please let me know. Alright, so I've been taking some of you guys' advice. I got my holy water right here. I'm gonna insert the holy water into my water gun. Alright. And I got I'll just put it in the thing. I got the cross like you guys said, dude. I didn't really have any real wood, but see, the thing is, I don't even know if I'm actually hitting my op. Like, I feel like it's coming from over here. It don't do it when the door is closed. Like, it does not do it. I look stupid as fuck. Oh my God. I need to get out the house.
Somehow, despite clearing the entire room for any hiding people, no one was discovered and Chief was left clueless as to who was doing the knocking. When he found out no one was behind the door, he turned to Snapchat and asked his friends what he should do, and they came up with a pretty strong plan. He was going to fill up his water gun with holy water and use pencils to form a cross at the back of it. With his friends being his only hope, Chief listened to them and shot the ghost in the bathroom. However, after this moment, the banging only got worse, and people speculate that the holy water only made the ghost more angry.
Y'all see it though, right? Y'all see that though, right?
After the banging intensified, Chief bolted the door to the wall in hope that the noise would stop completely, but that didn't happen. The ghost just infinitely knocked on the outside of the door instead of from the inside, which forced him to move house entirely. The ghost didn't follow Chief to his new home, but it was definitely a surreal experience to say the least. On September 10th of 2022, Celsa, a 26-year-old mother of two, decided to send her oldest daughter to get some cleaning supplies. She had drawn all over her bedroom door, and Celsa was far from impressed with her, so it was only right that the daughter went and got the items necessary. However, after finding out what happened once she went down there, I bet Celsa would have done it herself in a heartbeat.
Mom! Where is it? Okay. Oh, it's right here. Oh my God. Oh my God. Mom! The door is open again. Oh my God.
Strangely, the drawer opened itself right in front of the camera, which took the young girl by surprise. She quickly turned back on herself and ran to her mother, who comforted her straight away. They had experienced many things over the past week, so they started to notice that it was becoming a common pattern. The family didn't like to publicize too much though, so decided to leave the story there. We can only pray that they are now doing well. These 2 cafe workers were the last in the building and were designated the task to close. Closing took a while there because there were several things that needed to be turned off and a lot of seating that needed bringing inside, so the crew took it in turns every day. The night before, Stephen, the manager of the store, claimed that he saw a shadow in the corridor and that he was too frightened to close that night, despite it being his turn. He offered the duo in the video an extra $50 if they took the task, and expectedly, they did. I doubt they would have if they knew what happened on the next page of their story, though.
Okay, guys. Oh, I fucking didn't start. We're gonna mess with the ghost tonight. I just wanted to update my TikTok and Instagram people. So I just started TikTok again. We're gonna do some, like, I don't know, I don't want to call it summoning, but we're gonna see what we can do tonight and mess with some ghosties.
Yeah!
Some ghosties. Manifesting, we're gonna have an experience. Okay. Strong.
Yeah.
So this has been going on for the last 15 minutes. We were talking to the spirit, and I guess we gave it too much energy, and now things are getting worse. She thinks I'm somehow messing with her, but we are so behind on closing. Like, we have to still clean so much stuff. No. And they just won't stop. Like, the spirits won't give us a break right now. Oh, never mind. Okay, let's go. Yeah, I'm literally out of breath. I'm so nervous right now. Okay, so this is what we deal with here at Swirls. It's currently 11:18 and we're still not home. And okay, there was a sound right there, and I guarantee I just saw a shadow. I hope I caught that. See? I don't get it. Is there a reason that you're doing this right now?
Dude, the light switch is here. Like,
okay.
Right?
Yeah, this is our main panel.
Okay, stop.
Okay, chill. Okay, so this is what I... No way. Bro, like, I just caught that literally right in front of me. I literally just caught that in front of me. No one is here. Okay, come to the front now. Come on. Yeah, you... Okay. See, this is what I don't like. I hear footsteps from the attic right now. I'm literally still hearing it.
I literally just saw a shadow.
A shadow where?
By the wall.
What's going on? Okay, now music's on. I don't understand this. I really don't. Oh my god. 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 Okay, we need to get the lights on. Please come with me. Please come with me. Please go to the switch. Go to the main panel. Just go to the main panel. Okay, turn them on. Turn them on. Turn them on.
Items all around them in the storage room started to fall, and it got to the point where it was genuinely dangerous. As they were running out, the woman screamed, and we didn't actually get to see why. However, we were told in a later piece of content. Apparently a mirror launched off the wall directly at her, but she was able to duck in time, making things even weirder, though it didn't smash, despite such a high drop. It defied physics, and nobody knows how to this day. Moving to a new house can be both exciting and stressful. The excitement comes from the anticipation of a new life elsewhere, but the nerves can often conquer that feeling. How safe will the area be? Will my kid make friends? What if the house isn't as nice as we thought? They are just 3 stressful thoughts that fill the minds of new house purchasers. In the upcoming video, though, it was none of these factors that put them off. It was something much worse. The child was aged 3 years old and was well past the age of stumbling while doing something as simple as launching leaves. As well as this, the motion of which he collapsed was very unnatural and wouldn't have happened because of anything else other than a shove. This video was the one that drew the line for the mother, and she decided that the family would be moving houses just 7 months after moving in. And you can't really blame her for that decision, and the husband didn't either. They followed through with her decision and moved from the rural house to a more urban one, where they felt safer with people all around them. The busy roads and streets made sure that they always had humans nearby who could help if something went wrong. God forbid that they actually needed it. They settled into the new house much faster than the old one and felt truly at home, but little did they know that their old friend got into the car with them. Unlike last time, the spirit didn't try to harm the child, but seemingly tapped him, or something along those lines. The kid quickly turned round in response to the sudden contact, but there was no one other than his mother, who was 5 feet away. This was the last known footage of what we will call the shover incident, but if anything else comes up, I'll make sure to include it in a future video. Subscribe so you don't risk missing it. In the following video, a plumber by the name of Corbin Finn was hired to investigate an old urgent care building for leakages. The company who owned the building closed down before the Texas freeze for an unpublicized reason, but that was the least of Corbin's concerns. He was being paid by another company, a restaurant chain to be specific, to come and fix any leaks that were causing the facility to flood. They were very interested in opening a franchise in that location, so wanted it in top-notch condition as quickly as they possibly could. They clearly needed to find a ghost hunter first, though, because what Corbin came across was completely unexplainable for someone who knew nothing about spirits.
All right, I'm working in a old urgent care that just got shut down. It got shut down before the freeze here in Texas. I'm not sure why it closed down, but it's pretty spooky. I'm supposed to be looking for a leak in here. This bathroom, creepy hallway. Real spooky place. Another bathroom. This is a second two-story building. This used to be the elevator shaft right here. I guess we're taking the stairs. I guess meditation class used to be upstairs. Had to put your shoes in this little cubby. After some further investigation, there's no one else in this building. I fucking heard someone go down those stairs, though. So, I guess this was the meditation room. There's a lot of natural lighting in here. I probably don't need the flashlight right now. Here's the top of the elevator shaft. You can't fucking see anything down there. So, here's the meditation room. Kind of looks like the fucking back rooms. It looks very culty. There's a stage up here. It looks like a couple of altars next to them. Creepy. Okay, now I'm getting the fuck out of here. That was it.
It doesn't take high-level ears to detect the noises that Corbin heard whilst he was in the building, specifically the one in the meditation room. After this spooky experience, he ran out of the site and called the restaurant manager to tell them he wouldn't go in again until they had a ghost hunter scan the place. Since ghost hunters cost a lot of money though, the chain rejected the proposal and decided to find a better plumber, which they did. The franchise is currently in the same location and running strongly with no paranormal captures. Dogs, along with cats, are known for several things that humans all love. They are cute, they are cuddly, and they are the perfect domestic animals. But they also have one more feature, which is considered to be highly subjective. They can see, or at least sense, a paranormal presence. Everyone knows that these creatures have much better senses than humans, so it does make sense that they can spot light patterns that we can't. That is the reason why so many people truly believe that they can see these spirits. Regardless of what you believe or not though, this video is very disturbing and really freaked out the woman behind the camera. She claimed that she had never felt so uncomfortable in a room with her beloved dog, and she hoped to never feel that way near him again. Take a look.
Bruh. What do you see? Oh my god. What? Girl? You're gonna get me scared.
The dog became very stiff, which is a sign of discomfort and stress. It was also looking down on something, presumably trying to maintain the higher ground. A very strange sequence of actions for a dog to take when there was seemingly no threat in the room. Let me know what you gather from this clip in the comments, but my beliefs won't change. There was definitely a poltergeist in the bedroom. This man was innocently showing off his new fish to the internet when an uninvited guest decided to take a first-hand look. The man, Thomas, had purchased 4 fish and put them all into a tank to try and educate his children on how to look after things. He gave them both jobs to do with maintaining the pets and hoped they would do them well to keep the sea creatures alive. But they didn't even go 10 minutes without a big problem happening. Take a look.
Alright guys, got some new fish. Pretty big tank as well. There's currently 2 black ones, 2 gold ones. I've called them Goldie number 2, a black one, and if you guys have any suggestions for names that... What the What the
Now at first, it was very hard to visualize what went wrong in this video, but since you're watching Haunter, it will slow down for you. There were fingers on the other end of the tank, and once Thomas acknowledged them, they slipped back behind the door. Instinctively, he decided to go and search the house to find out who it was, but to his dismay, no one barring him was home. Later that day, just 20 minutes before the wife and kids were scheduled to come back home, Thomas was watching television when this spirit decided to make a second appearance of the night. It may have been less severe, but it further made him freaked out by his own home. Have a watch.
Alright guys, so I just thought I'd record a video. I'm home alone. I've been hearing like occasional like banging noises every few days. It's quite late at night, it's like about 1 AM now. I heard a couple of sort of banging. Sometimes it sounds like footsteps, like in the last 10 minutes. Sorry, my camera, by the way, keeps defocusing. I'm not sure why, but yeah, I just thought I'd record to just try and like catch any. Fucking hell, man.
The loud echo of footsteps started ringing around the house, and Thomas was left absolutely stumped as to what caused it. He beckoned his audience to let him know in the comments, and I do the same to you. Make sure to comment what you think caused it, and like whilst you're down there, so more people can see Thomas's story. Arash was a young boy who was occasionally given the freedom to be home alone. Most of the time his parents didn't trust him with such a big responsibility and asked his grandma to come and babysit. But fortunately for him, he was given a chance, which he was every other week. You'd think his parents would have learned. Regardless, he was by himself one day when he heard the sound of one of his toys playing from the other room. Cautious, he decided to approach the scene, and this is what he came across.
Aku cakap last ni. Diamlah. Diamlah! Ingat aku takut. Kau nak ke kena buang tong sampah? Masuk dekat tong sampah, nak?
When he entered the room, his toy was on the floor doing its thing. However, nothing too wrong occurred, and Arash just assumed it was glitching. This would all change moments later though, when all sorts of objects started going wild for no reason whatsoever. Arash sprinted out of the room and closed the door between him and it behind him until his parents finally arrived home. They think he staged the video, but when you think deeper, why would he have done such a thing? He wanted to be left home alone, and all this did was force his parents against that decision. It was certainly the act of a spirit. It was a Tuesday night when DeMarcus was woken up by the alarming sound of the shower running. Annoyed, he quickly dressed into decent clothing whilst trying hard not to wake his wife up before going towards the bathroom. If it was one of his children, he was ready to ground them. He made it clear that their bedtime was 11 p.m., not 2 a.m. He gently tapped the door and asked who was inside, but received no response in return. He had to enter, except it was not what he expected standing behind the shower curtains.
Miren, miren. Miren, miren. Miren, miren eso ahí, cómo se... Es cosa mía. Mira, 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 mira. ¿Qué cojones? En el nombre de Jesús te reprendo. Me cubro con la sangre de Cristo. Mire, 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 mire.
Shockingly, nobody was in the shower, and it wasn't even turned on. This made so sense because the windows were clearly condensated, meaning that someone must have used it. But where were they? As well as this, the chain on the shower of which the water was meant to travel through started to move mysteriously, and this inflicted some serious confusion to DeMarcus. He wasn't done searching though. He ventured the entire house making sure that his family was safe, when suddenly he started to hear a repetitive knocking sound coming from a certain window. He went to check it out.
Tío, si aquí no pueden llegar. Miren esto. Está alto. Joder. ¿Qué mierda? ¿Qué es eso, tío? ¿Qué coño es eso? ¿Qué coño es eso?
At first, DeMarcus was completely baffled as to why all of this stuff was happening until he saw a figure through the window. This figure had clearly been causing the disturbances, and so DeMarcus was eager to find out what it was. He put on his socks and shoes and went outside, but to his dismay, there was nothing there. Abandoned homes are some of the creepiest things ever because they come with a sense of emptiness and false security. Houses are meant to be a safe place for families to stay in, but when they are left untouched, all of this warmth and comfort is stripped away, and perhaps this is why they have such a tendency in becoming haunted. Anyways, that was too far, so let's get into the following clip. It took place at roughly 12:20 p.m. on a Monday night, and the cameraman was on his way home from work. On the way there, he claimed that he passed the abandoned house, and nothing was up with it. This made what he was about to encounter ever more weirder. Have a look.
So this house, the first time we passed it, Chase said the bottom part was not blinking. It was on, but it wasn't blinking. See how the different lights are at different intervals? The kitchen light being on, And then in the fire room over there's a light that's going off and on. No one lives here. I think that no one lives here. No one lives here.
For some weird reason, all of the lights in the house were going crazy, and there is not a time in the world that you could convince me this was an electrical issue. The main reason being that the house was abandoned. Who on earth was paying the electricity bills in the first place? As well as this, each light was moving at a unique frequency, which made things 100 times more disturbing for the driver. It is safe to say that he won't be paying that house another visit anytime soon. This woman does not have any children, please remember that. Now that you know this vital piece of information, we can get onto this clip. It took place in the house of Natasha, a single woman who was getting frustrated with life. She had always wanted a boyfriend and was terrified that she wouldn't be able to experience the lifelong goal of raising a human. This wouldn't be the case after the upcoming clip. 7 p.m., October. For some awful reason, Natasha started to hear the laughter of a little child, and for understandable reasons paused the television and stood up. She was worried that someone had managed to get into the house, and if it really was a kid, then the stress of finding their parents would be very difficult. She turned a corner and saw a little kid peeking around at her, and she cautiously approached, in fear that she would frighten the poor soul. To her utter surprise, though, it disappeared in front of her very own eyes before bashing on the door. To this day, she still thinks of this event when hearing laughter, and the trauma is comparable to PTSD. The bad thing is that she can't get tested for it, because if she pulled up to the hospital saying she saw a baby disappear and is traumatized by it, the only thing they'd test her for is schizophrenia. The Midwest ghost hunter is a bloke known for his adventurous missions all across the nation with one goal in mind. He wants to prove that the paranormal world is real, defying all the sciences we have been taught. His real name is Derek, and in the video, you're about to see some highlights from. He was exploring, quoted, freaky haunted places, and little did he know that this would be one of his most active experiences of his career. The first clip took place on an old bridge that was used in ancient times to travel across a river. Unfortunately, the river had dried up over time and was no longer present on scene. Some of the people from that period were, though,
oh, whoa. What the? Whoa, that branch just moved. I might be going crazy, but I saw that branch over there start swaying back and forth. I know it's windy, but it isn't that windy. Okay, I gotta check this out. It was this one. Right here. That thing was just moving like crazy. I mean, it's one thing if like all of the brush was moving, but it was just that single one, isolated. How do you explain that? I mean, I don't know if like insects crawling on it, maybe? A bird? If you're a spirit and you just moved this tree here, could you move it again? No way! It just moved! I gotta look at this. This thing just moved again on command. And look at this. For all the skeptics out there, there is no fishing line, nothing. Uncut video.
The baby tree waved by itself as if it was in the middle of a hurricane for a solid 2 seconds. The strangest part was that no other bushes or trees around it did the same thing, making it very clear to Derek that a spirit was on the scene. He decided to beckon the spirit for a second showing to prove to the camera that he was truly encountering something unnatural, and it listened. Regardless, this was not close to the most terrifying experience of his night, and things only get more spooky as we go along. This next clip was explained to be his most believable encounter at the time, and even he was considering his life choices. Take a look.
Whoa, I think I got something in that one. I caught another one. Whoa, there's a freaking mist right over here. And it's gone now. It's completely gone. Whoa. Holy moly, it was just right over here. And now it's completely gone. Who's over here? Could you tell me your name? Are you the lady that they talk about? I'm so sorry what happened to you. That's so tragic. Could you tell me how it happened? I got a weird feeling over here. I'm getting like a tingly feeling in my whole body. Whoa! I just heard a woman's voice. I couldn't tell what she said, but it sounded like it came from, like, under the bridge. Hello there. I heard you loud and clear. Are you underneath this bridge? I'm gonna try to get as far down here as I can. Hello?
In the distance, Derek was convinced he saw the mist of a spirit, and after going to investigate, it vanished. Now he initially planned on cutting this section out of the final piece because it wasn't convincing enough to be included. However, it was what happened afterwards that made sure it made the cut. The voice of a woman echoed around him, and he was unable to decipher what it actually attempted to say to him. Fortunately for him though, this was peak content, and aligned with his goal of proving the theory of an afterlife. Whatever that voice was, it most definitely wasn't owned by a human, considering where he was. This was only moments away from being further proved correct.
Doesn't help that my booster light is starting to die. I'm relying on my flashlight. I can hear you clanging around over there. Oh, what the f? Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, I'm freaked out. I'm freaked out. My booster light is dying. I'm on my last set of batteries. I think I had enough of this place. Oh, what the f? Oh my god! Oh, what the f? Oh my god! Oh god. What the f was that? She literally splashed in the water. Yeah, that's it. I'm good.
Inexplicably, the voice of the woman returned, and Derek swore to have seen somebody on the other side of the bridge. This, followed by the fact that a massive splash happened below the structure, finally sent the man into flight mode, and his exploration of this area was deemed as complete. These Japanese girls were in the school bathrooms messing around when something came to tell them off for skipping their class. Surprisingly, it was not a teacher. The time was 1 p.m. and the girls were meant to be studying maths for their exam coming up. However, they brought it upon themselves to go and hide in the girls' bathrooms, considering their tutor was a male. Smart, yet stupid. They were all messing around in there, enjoying their self-inflicted free time, when suddenly, everything started to go downhill. It's called karma. Weirdly, they started to hear a banging sound from one of the stalls, and they let their curiosity get the better of them. They climbed up the adjacent toilet to get a view inside the stall and check what was going on, but for some reason, nobody was inside. The girl jumped into the stall and unlocked it from the inside, to which her friends were very impressed. It was in the last second that the pale face of a spirit was captured though, and all the girls clambered out of the toilets to greet their teacher, who gave them a very pleasing welcome gift: detention. In the following video, a father and a son were sitting in their living room waiting for the mother of the family to come home when something extremely unsettling happened. The little child, Bentley, started using some pots and pans as a drum kit, so the father, Walter, started recording. He wanted to send the video to his wife because he found it really cute, and no doubt it would end up on her Facebook page. Little did he know that something mental was about to be captured on camera.
Whoa!
Somehow, the door in the background opened itself, followed by the children's item in front of it collapsing. This made absolutely no sense, because they were the only two people home at the time, which made it impossible for the event to happen without a paranormal presence. The family is currently in the process of purifying the home. Bullying is a huge problem across American high schools, but surely it ends afterwards. There has got to be a point when children become adults and realize that making fun of somebody else is not cool. Well, not in the workplace of the upcoming video. These security guards were laughing at the cleaner because they all thought of him as a lowlife. He wore the same clothes every day and worked just above minimum wage, which was way below what they earned. So they saw the opportunity to mock him. However, amidst their laughter, they managed to capture something so special that even experts struggled to decipher what the cause was. Have a watch.
Yan. Ito. Okay. Okay. Wala ba si Kuya Lito dyan? Oh my. Okay, play.
Strangely, the dustpan and brush from across the room slid from one end of the corridor to the other, and it went completely under the poor worker's radar. Fortunately, the security guards saw it happening, but rather than offering assistance through their microphones, they could not help but start wheezing. If you have ever watched a video from this channel before, then you most certainly know what a ghost hunter is. These brave and spiritual businessmen travel from place to place, being paid to clear houses of paranormal entities, and this is exactly what the person in the upcoming video was doing. He had been offered a sum of $3,000 to clear this elderly woman's home of a spirit she believed to be a demon, and being the smart businessman he was, he accepted. Little did he know that this was going to be one of the most difficult tasks of his life. This happened roughly 2 minutes after he politely asked the spirit to leave, which was always his first approach. Weirdly, the mirror started shaking on its own accord, and this completely stumped the ghost hunter. It was very rare for a spirit to be so out there from the get-go, so he knew that this one was an anomaly. Despite this spooky fact though, the hunter wanted his $3,000, so decided to continue his adventure. He started to set up candles around the property in preparation for the next phase of his poltergeist removal procedure, when he suddenly witnessed this. After this incident, the man decided that he finally had a name for the spirit. It was a tradition for him to give the ghosts nicknames so that he could easily create files on them, and this one was called the Nudger because it nudged items bit by bit, rather than pushing them off things all at once. Unfortunately, the ghost hunter failed to remove the Nudger on this first meet, but informed the owner that he would be back after sorting through the files and data before coming back for round 2. Roland was a man known for capturing terrifying paranormal activity on camera, and uploaded videos almost every week, highlighting how haunted his house truly was. The video that you are about to watch was no different from this regular trend, and featured a huge quantity of disturbing clips that I wanted to show you. This first one took place in his kitchen, and he heard walking noises from inside there. Instinctively, he went to investigate what the noises were, and it was at this point that things went downhill.
I hear something. Where the heck is that coming from? I know there's something that's been in the attic, but I do have stuff that I own that I brought from the other house that's in the attic. And who knows, it could be just going all around through this whole house. What the hell? Shit! Okay, a light bulb just comes out of nowhere. What? Oh, all right. You know what? I don't know how light bulbs are just coming out of wherever. Look at this. Look at this. Now I got glass on the floor. Why? Why are you doing this to me? Why? Why me? I didn't come down here to Georgia to deal with ghosts. I came down here to start over, and that's what I want to do. You know what? Turn off these lights for now.
Once Roland entered his kitchen, he saw a glass fall from the counter, followed by a light bulb coming from the roof. The odd thing was that the light was still intact, so it was almost as if this light had spawned in. Little did Roland know that this would not be the strangest recording of this video, though. After cleaning up the broken glass from the kitchen floor, he placed down some sort of ghost monitor, which he used to detect a paranormal presence. It was at this moment that he knew something else was in the room with him for certain.
All right, I set this meter down because I felt something here. And that faucet on that sink actually started moving. If there's a spirit here, can you make the numbers go up on the meter? Show me that you're here. Whoa. Holy shit. Can you turn off the faucet, please? Turn it off. All right, can you show me a number on the meter to let me know you're here? Show me a number. Oh. All right, please show me the number 7. Holy. I see the numbers.
As well as the meter changing numbers which showed something was there with him, the tap started acting up and turning itself on whenever the meter changed. This practically showed undeniable evidence that a spirit was beside Roland. But since he was so used to these kinds of shenanigans, he was able to continue searching for more evidence. After piecing together that both events happened in the kitchen, Roland decided that he had enough evidence in that room and wanted to spot some activity in other areas of the house. It was then that he went to the second floor, and as he walked past the bathroom, he heard some rather agitating scratching noises. He instinctively knew that he needed to check what was behind the door, and it was safe to say that the spirit had manners.
What the hell? All right. Is somebody in this house? Better come on out. I'll give you a chance to come out. Let's go. I'll give you a chance to come out. What the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? Come out. Get your ass out now. Let's go.
mess. Somebody walked through this stuff because it wasn't like that. What the hell? Who's in here? How the fuck does that happen? Make sure I check every damn closet. I'm not leaving no doubt. I am not leaving.
Somehow, the door to the closet opened on its own accord, and Roland decided to search the entire vicinity just to prove that no human played any part in this. Of course, the proof worked, and everyone believed that this ghost video was very real, but there were still some doubters. Do you believe in this story or not? Let me know in the comments. All I am going to say is that you are clueless if you do not. This library had one of the best staff teams across the city and was known as the most respected place to study around. They constantly had students from the local university coming in to train themselves for their tests, but none of them knew the dark secrets that were going on behind the scenes. You see, over the past few months, the librarians had all been reporting falling books, but they all assumed that it was just other members of staff fooling around with them. Because of this, one book falling per day became the norm, and nobody was really fazed by it. However, I am sure that a full shelf packed enough fright for them. Unlike usual, a full shelf of books came tumbling down, and nobody else was on the ground floor of the library, making the employee at the time feel frightened. She ultimately decided to post this clip to TikTok to seek answers as to what caused the event, but did not really get much advice. So feel free to offer advice in these comments in case she sees this. On March 13th of 2017, Miguel came home to find that his wife and children were not there. This was highly unexpected because none of them had made them aware that they would be absent, so he became quite worried about their sudden disappearance. Furthermore, when he went to use the bathroom, it was an absolute mess, and he instantly thought that one of his family members must have caused it before leaving. This was a very confusing 10 minutes for Miguel, and it was only about to become even more mind-boggling.
No, hombre, la verdad ya estoy cansado de esto. Me acaban de asustar otra vez, miren. Me estaba bañando y nomás empecé a escuchar que se cayó algo. Y lo primero que se cayó fueron estos audífonos que están aquí. Y ya cuando me puse atención a lo que era, se empezaron a caer más cosas. Y de aquí nomás como que se deslizaban así y cayeron al piso aquí estas cosas que están. No, traigo muchos escalofríos, en verdad, miren. Y ayer vino el padre y no manches, se acaba de... ¡Hey!
When searching the destroyed bathroom, the cupboards took it upon themselves to slightly open and slam shut, which made Miguel gasp in fear. If his family was not home, then who on earth caused this to happen? That answer is still yet to be answered, and the depressing truth is that it likely never will. The following video took place on a freezing cold night in Spain and Tibu. A single man living by himself was having the night of his life. He had just received a message from a female of which he loved very much, telling him that she shared the same feelings and that they could go on a date the next week. It seemed that this night could not be ruined, and Tibu felt like he was on top of the world. Regardless of this upbeat feeling though, there will always be something that wants to drag you down, and in the clip that you are about to watch, this was definitely the case for him.
Son las
1:55 de la madrugada, y así es como se escucha realmente el llanto de la Llorona. No sé si hay personas en mi audiencia, si alguna vez han tenido esta experiencia. Así es como realmente se escucha este terrible llanto. Vamos a abrir la puerta. Esto nunca lo hagan ustedes porque no sabemos de lo que este ser es capaz. El llanto se sigue escuchando muy claro, pero no logramos ver nada. Esperamos solamente y no esté aquí adentro. Y no manches.
As Tibu was preparing to get some rest, he heard some knocking on his door, and full of confidence he went to go and investigate. As odd as this may have been though, nothing stood on the other side of the wall, leaving him standing there in utter confusion. Whatever caused this to happen must have hated him, because this left him scared straight for the rest of the night. In the upcoming video, a father was filming a video for his girlfriend, showing her how to access the safe where he kept all of his cash. He ran a business and 90% of his transactions came through cash, so he needed a place to store it securely where he and his girl could splash it with ease. However, halfway through this meaningful recording, something happened that the man could not explain.
Este es el pasillo donde están las cruces. Las cruces. Este es mi cuarto. Atrás de la cortina hay una bodega. Está la cruz, es como un camino hacia esa caja fuerte. Ahí está una caja fuerte que creo que está. No es cierto. No es cierto. No sé qué onda. Ay, me caí. Estoy cayendo. Oye, niña, ¿puedes venir a abrir la caja fuerte?
Straight after he asked his daughter to open the curtain for him, it swung open by itself, which was extremely disturbing. It was very clear that nobody was on the other side of the curtain, so this must have been the act of a spirit, and he was lucky enough to have caught it on camera. This employee was doing her shift at her local convenience store, and everything was running smoothly. She was in the process of restocking some out-of-stock shelves before the store opened to the public again, but little did she know that this would turn out to be a very difficult task. This chore was known by the employees as the easiest one around, and anybody given it was being let off the hook for the day. However, this time was much different, and the reason why was very peculiar. Take a look.
Vean. Ahí ya empezaron a abrir también. Vean, observen. Híjole. Vamos a tratar de no acercarnos, Jorgito, porque... Vean cómo se están abriendo las puertas. Vamos a ver de aquel lado. Ahí se ve cómo se están abriendo y cerrando. Toda la tarde he estado pasando esto, e inclusive ya hay gente que se dio cuenta, clientes. Y híjole, La verdad sí es un poco temeroso. Ya le hablé a mi supervisor para que... Vean, ya le hablé a mi supervisor para que viniera a ver esto que está pasando. No me cree, pero digo, quedó de venir, hasta ahorita no ha venido. Y no nos hemos atrevido a ir a la parte de atrás en la cámara porque pues nos da un poco de temor, ¿no? Porque pues esto es algo sobre...
Somehow, the refrigerator doors took in turns opening and closing, which was an impossible event to happen without any human interaction. At least, that is what society deemed it to be, because it happened. Theorists suggest that a spirit was in the room doing this, and some more information given to us by the creator further backed up these claims. They explained that the room had a cold feeling to it immediately after the first door opened, and this is a common sign of a paranormal entity being present. Whatever they encountered that day was not nice, and they most certainly didn't want to see it in the store again. On a fateful winter night, two brave men ventured to their local graveyard to give their grandma's tombstone a visit. She had been gone for 3 years now, and this was what they called her death anniversary. In their family, they celebrated the lives of their passed away loved ones on the day they left, and it was a very wholesome and cool idea. Nothing had ever gone wrong while they hosted these days, and it seemed harmless, until their grandma came to give them a visit. At least they assumed it was her. I guess they'll never know for sure.
Entidad no cierra esta puerta, miren lo que pasa.
Sí, se mira bien ahí va.
Si estás aquí con nosotros, manifiéstate. Queremos verte. Queremos saber que estás aquí. Guacho, güey, guacho. ¿Lo viste?
Sí, se cerró. ¿Estás aquí con nosotros?
Uy. ¿Quién eres? Se cerró la puerta, güey. Se acaba de cerrar la puerta, neta. Se miró bien clarito que se cerró. Mira. ¿Hay alguien aquí adentro?
¿Quieres jugar con nosotros?
Niño, ¿dónde estás?
¿Quieres jugar con nosotros?
Mira, güey. Mira.
Está moviendo más.
Güey, ¿qué se está moviendo, güey? No manches, güey, se está moviendo. Mira, pues no hay nada, güey. Mira, ay. Niño, ¿en qué parte te encuentras?
The fence surrounding their grandma's grave opened by itself, and then immediately closed, which freaked the duo out to an insane extent. At first they were ready to turn around and make a run for it, but they decided to stay, in case it truly was the spirit of their gran. For a few moments afterwards, peace was present, and nothing really happened, but it didn't take long for strange noises to start playing around the yard. This phenomenon still cannot be explained to this day, and the duo are sure of themselves that they encountered their grandma. Again though, they'll never know. Roughly 3 years ago today, a young man who worked at the hospital captured a piece of footage that sent the hospital staff crazy. Alongside social media, the clip was so unexplainable that nobody knew what the next step should be, despite trying very hard to come up with a logical solution for it. It took place in Manzanillo Hospital, and the man who filmed the event was so frightened from it that he was dismissed as a doctor in that specific clinic and worked in a room on the first floor. Have a watch. Now at first glance it was very hard to determine what actually happened here, but after digging deeper I found out for you guys, which is why you should subscribe. 14 seconds into the clip, the head of a human being, except faint and dull, peeped around at the doctor, and he was left standing in disbelief. At first, the hospital launched a full search for an intruder, but no one was found on site, and the mystery is still empty to this day. Trains are usually really safe methods of transport, with safety precautions implemented all across them. There is one huge problem with this transport method though, and it's that when the night falls, they change completely. What usually turns out to be a relaxed and speedy train journey morphs into a spooky and isolated night, where creeps and criminals run galore in the carriages. The upcoming clip was recorded at 11:30 p.m. during the dark hours of public transport, and let's just say that it lived up to the fear I've just described it to induce. Randomly, the sound of a girl screaming could be heard from inside the man's carriage, and of course, he was super confused. He looked left and right to try and spot whoever it was, in case he could provide help, but no one else was inside it. An important note is that that specific train hosted one carriage as well, so the noise mustn't have been from on board. When the man arrived home, he scanned the news to research if anything happened on the route he was traveling that night, and no articles were discovered. Could this have truly been a spirit? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. On October the 13th of 2023, Miguel was having the best day of his life. He had received so many good deeds on that day that he said he couldn't compare it to another day in his life, and it was by far his favorite, until a spirit came and ruined it all. Life was literally going perfect, and seemingly nothing was against him on this specific October 13th, but all of this was moments away from no longer being the reality. The start of this clip can easily be blamed on the wind, but trust me, it gets much more real as time goes on.
Son casi las 3 de la mañana. Escuché a alguien, pero literalmente llamándome. Acá. Ahí está. No sé si se escuchará. Literalmente creo que me llamaron por mi nombre. Yo estaba medio dormido. No les voy a mentir. Me da miedo. Voy a tratar de captar. Es como mi método de defensa, ¿viste? Quiero ver si... Quiero ver si se ve algo, ¿no? Ay, mira. Esto que está acá me pasa siempre. Eso lo... No sé si llega. Andate, hijo de puta. Sos hijo de puta.
Despite the moving objects, Miguel wasn't completely convinced that something out of the ordinary was happening since there was a slight breeze in the air. However, seconds after making the decision in his head to go back inside, a tall, unnatural shadow figure stood right in front of him, and it was very intimidating. Using survival instincts, Miguel launched a pot at the figure, but it didn't move an inch. In fact, it went through and hit the shed door behind. It vanished shortly after, but Miguel couldn't unsee it and still can't to this day. These two Japanese men were approached by a real estate agent, offering them the deal of their lifetime. They put a pretty big house on the table for a fee way below average, and knowledgeably, the duo knew that something was fishy due to the deal being so unrealistic. They actually owned a YouTube channel titled Japanese Horror Entertainment and made a lot of their money exploring haunted locations, so they immediately thought of ghosts when questioning why the house was valued at such a low cost. They were right, and they were about to prove it through an investigation. It was roughly 3:30 in the morning when the upcoming clip was captured, and it was posted to their YouTube channel, which I mentioned earlier, Japanese Horror Entertainment. If you want to watch the full 20-minute experience, it's available on YouTube at OMG Film, and we're only covering a very small segment.
キャンセルになってるもんで、
言ってましたね。
そうなので改めて、売主さんに電話で、
はい、
この家って事故物件じゃないんですかみたいな、何か隠してないですかみたいな感じ、そんな強く言ったわけじゃないんだけど、はい、そしたら事故物件ではないって言うんだけど、
あ、そうなんですね。
そうなんかね、煮え切らんというか、なんか全部はなんかこう話してない感じがしたもん。
At the door, an unsettling face could be seen squashing itself against the glass. Initially, the man stood there in silence and made sure to get a good shot of the face, but eventually he decided to walk towards it. Once he got close though, it vanished out of thin air. Home security became a bid craze a while back because house robberies were becoming more common day by day. From alarms to cameras, all the way to smoke systems, people were swarming to protect their houses, and the upcoming video was captured during this craze. The people who owned the house had recently added 4 cameras to their interior, as well as a zero vision in 10 seconds smoke system, which would trigger if a break-in happened whilst they were not home. Fortunately, in the years they have had these devices, they have never had to be used, at least not for burglaries. Somehow, a bunch of items started moving around the kitchen, not to mention the door supposedly moving off camera. The family claimed they could hear the banging faintly. With all the commotion, the smoke system actually activated, and it took them a good 2 hours to clear the room of it. The owner explained that it felt like being in a James Bond movie, cool, yet terrifying. A fact that I am constantly reinstating across my videos is that spirits love to possess dolls, and it still holds just as much truth. It is unknown why they enjoy taking control of these children's toys, but when they do, there is nothing more twisted and demented on the planet. Perhaps this is why. Regardless of what the answer to that question is, though, the upcoming clip captured another piece of evidence that dolls are frequently the toys of the paranormal, and it has a very eerie feeling to it. Have a watch.
Ma, ese muñeco acaba de sonar solo y se está moviendo solo. ¡Movete, sapo perro! Ma. Mamá. Mamá. Se lo juro que yo no he activado nada. Mamá. Uy, quieto.
Strangely, the doll started to move without any human interaction and continued to do so even after the man pulled his mobile device out. It moved about for around 30 seconds in total, which was more than long enough to freak the man behind the camera out. He knew one thing for certain: his daughter was never touching that thing again. Tim Morozov, a decently sized YouTuber amassing a respectable 600,000 subscribers, is known for posting his ghostly adventures to his audience. From old hospitals to abandoned houses, it seems that Tim hasn't obtained the genes to feel fear, and the YouTube video you are about to see some clips from definitely promotes his features of bravery and boldness. It was 1 a.m. when he decided to explore an abandoned house for his fans to see if anything haunted would happen. Surprisingly, the house he selected for this video wasn't known to be haunted and was only abandoned due to how poorly built it was. Needn't anyone worry though, because Tim was about to prove that the former was true.
За шум.
Там, по-моему, только одна вешалка была. Что сейчас за порыв энергии был такой?
When he reached this particular room, Tim explained that he felt the cold flooding his bloodstream, and it was one of the strongest feelings of paranormal presence he had ever felt. It was enough to make his hands visibly tremble, and he did not want to continue onwards. However, doing it for the fans, he approached the closet, and a carpet-like item came bursting out of it before flying around the entire house. Understandably, Tim had no clue what this was, and ran around the house trying to track it. Eventually, it came to a standstill, and he discovered it was a rug. This still didn't explain why it flew everywhere, and it is likely that such an answer will never be found.